I have no idea how I've made it this far and not read Think and Grow Rich, but whew, life has been changed and you need to read this book. I sincerely appreciate my friend who recommended this book to me. I actually started reading this last year and I wasn't able to get that far. It's a bit of a hard read, but now that I finished the whole thing, I just finished reading this a couple hours ago and I had to just hop on and share my core takeaways. The last few pages, as in like the last 5 pages, were especially just brutal and pretty much just like get your life together and figure out what you want and get it done. You've read the book, you know what you're supposed to do. Now, like, do it. There are two core takeaways in Think and Grow Rich. The first one is stop giving your excuses power. And this one resonates with me a lot because as I have gotten older, I've started to see that people cling to their excuses and they start to use their excuses as actual facts. So instead of taking a step back and acknowledging that I could have a different outcome, I can have what I want, but I need to stop making excuses and accept that I am not where I want because I want to be. And so like there's a heavy emphasis in this book, especially those last few pages, on your excuses are crap. And as long as you keep making excuses, you are not going to get what you want. Think and Grow Rich is very heavily focused on the goal being, some kind of monetary or financial goal. But my takeaway from the book really applies to everything in life and of course can be specifically filtered towards like making more money and creating more wealth. So number one, cut out the BS, stop making excuses and start taking responsibility that you are not where you are because of you. And if that is the case, you 100% can be where you are because nobody's standing in the way except for yourself. Takeaway number two, which is the bigger takeaway, once you have accepted that you are just making excuses, you can be whatever you want. The big takeaway is that you now have to be delusional. You have to believe that your goals, no matter how big, no matter how crazy, no matter how many people are telling you that they don't make sense, whether that person is an actual professional, whether that person is your mom, whether it's your friend, whether it's yourself, like you have to overcome and believe that this thing that you want to do is actually within your reach. After like getting through this book, I just realized that a lot of the big things that I've done so far in life are really because I've just been delusional. I've had the audacity to believe that I can do it. Being 27 and thinking I can buy a whole 3-family house in New York City, delusional. Being 25 and thinking I can go to a country where I don't speak the language and get a job and live and be okay, very delusional. Thinking that I could manage a whole construction project and renovate a whole house when I know nothing about construction, don't have the money, have no idea how to get the loan, extra delusional. But through all that, even when mortgage brokers were telling me, hey, you can't do that. When my friends were like, oh, that sounds kind of hard. When the realtors I was talking to were saying, oh, you're not going to be able to find a house at that price. Even through all that, I just kept pushing forward with my delusion. And so core takeaway is be delusional and have the audacity to believe that your delusions are actually real. And as long as you don't give up on them, they're going to come true. So essentially, all this book is saying is be delusional, don't give up. And even though it's going to be hard, it's going to feel comfortable for you to just give in to your excuses because 99% of people do that and they just use their excuses to fall into mediocrity. But if you believe in your delusion, if you keep persisting, if you keep moving forward, then you can go ahead and think and grow rich. Like I said, I actually started reading this book last year and I stopped. It was it's hard read. It's not old English, but it is not like first grader English. So you have to actually concentrate and pay attention to understand. But I had stopped reading it last year. And our same friend that recommended it last year brought the book back up. And he had said, once you start reading, let me know what you think the secret is to Think and Grow Rich. Because everybody has a different interpretation of what it is that the secret is. Even though I have shared my quick and dirty summary of Think and Grow Rich, I encourage you to pick up a copy. I will drop a link in the comments. And I encourage you, once you finish reading, to come back and share in the comments what you think the secret is to Think and Grow Rich.